and also outside of Korea. But I don't think those data points or benchmarks are even relevant, I think, for your brand. Also, I think with TV Sync, really a lot depends on the audience that you are targeting, right? And it varies brand to brand, situation to situation. So I don't think there is any benchmark possible that I can share, but I can definitely share public case studies, for example, SAP and TV Sync. We have a case study which I can share with you. In fact, that case study even won an award very recently. So, Kim, I'll download that and I'll share that with everybody on this call. Yeah. So we're happy to do that wherever possible. That type of data that I can share, we'll share. Yeah.
That would be helpful for us. Thank you. I guess we could potentially, Tarun and Nish, have a quick summary or even explaining, what TV Sync is for the rest of the team, because there are a lot of people on the call, and just I guess a few people know exactly what TV Sync is. So I sent all the information that I had from you guys, but it'd be nice to hear from you exactly what TV Sync is, if there's any updates, how the team can actually implement it, because at the end of the day, they will have to relay that to the client. So that would be great. And then we can touch on 4C affinities after.
Okay. So what we do is, do we do it on screen, I think? Well, let me explain the concept, because I think at one level there is a concept understanding that's needed. And then Hannah, the other aspect and the Korea team is that as and when you are setting up your first sync campaign, we will actually help you set it up. Okay. So that's something we can do. But let me first explain how TV Sync as a concept works. 4C runs a TV monitoring network called Teletrax. Okay, and that's the first pillar or the first foundation of how we do TV Sync. So in South Korea, we have servers which are tracking specific TV channels. I think I've shared the TV channel list with you. Now, what happens is that if you want to synchronize a campaign, which is you want to run either a social campaign or a search or a display campaign, which is triggered at the time the TV commercial actually airs, what you need to do is basically take the exact TV commercial that you want to synchronize against, and you upload that TV commercial into 4C. What 4C does is it creates a digital fingerprint of that TV commercial. Now, a digital fingerprint is like our human fingerprint. Okay? It is the method by which 4C understands that this is the TV commercial that you want to synchronize against. And that fingerprint is now stored inside of 4C. Now, when you set up a campaign and you want to trigger against a TV commercial occurring, what 4C does and understands is that it is tracking these TV channels that you want us to synchronize against. And anytime the ad airs, right, anytime the ad goes live, our detectors detect the commercial. It says it matches that with the fingerprinted commercial, which is in our database. And that's how the activation process starts. Okay, so we give an activation signal, which then allows you to synchronize either a social campaign or a search campaign or a display campaign. Okay, any of these three can be activated. Okay, the idea about synchronization is that a sync campaign is used as a complementary or a supplementary campaign to an always-on campaign. Okay, so it's never the main strategy. It's something that you do to supplement your existing strategy. Okay, the main idea behind TV synchronized ads is that if I see something on TV and I also see something related to that content on my mobile or my desktop or my home computer, it increases the memorability. Okay, that's the real concept. This concept is called neuropriming. It increases the ability to remember that, hey, I saw this particular ad. Chances are when I see something on TV, TV is a passive medium, but if I see the same content or content around that brand which engages me further, I will be interested to find out more, learn more about what that brand or what that content is. So that is the concept of the actual neuro concept behind synchronized ads. Okay, and now so digital fingerprinting is the second aspect, and the third aspect is simply the setup of a campaign, which is extremely simple. A TV sync campaign is a three-step process. Step one is upload the TV commercial that you want to synchronize against. It has to be the exact TV commercial. It can be your own commercial. It can be a competitor's commercial. Okay, that's step one. Once the fingerprint is available, which is actually a matter of minutes in most cases, you then set up the actual synchronized campaign. Now, for setting up a synchronized campaign, you need to be clear about your targeting parameters as to who you want to target, and what is the duration you want to run your campaign for when the sync ad occurs. Now, typically, as best practice, we recommend 20 minutes at the maximum to activate.
For display and search.
For display and search, 20 minutes for display and search to activate and deactivate. And for Facebook, we have recommended 45 to 60 minutes, simply because Facebook is slower to deliver. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you saying 45 to 60 minutes in terms of when the ad is live, then our ad on Facebook gets triggered for 60 minutes?
Yes.
And then it stops.
Okay. Because with Facebook, the delivery is essentially slower. With Twitter, again, it's about 20 minutes because Twitter is near instantaneous. Okay? There are some other best practices we must follow, which is part of, when we train somebody to set up, which is when you want to run a sync campaign, especially on Facebook, get those ads pre-approved. Yeah. So ensure that, those, which means you could spend maybe a cent or two, but essentially get the ads pre-approved prior to them going live. And that also helps the process to go live smoother. So the actual setup is best that as and when you want to do a setup or you're running the campaign, please reach out to Nish and over screen share, we will actually show you how to set up the campaign. Okay, which is the best way to learn it. Kim, does the team have access to the user manual that Hannah had shared?
Yeah. So all the drives are now shared with all essentials.
Fantastic. But nonetheless, we will still send it as a reminder.
Yes, if you can send everything follow-up, because it could be like an update.
Absolutely. Especially when a conversation is fresh, it's much easier to understand, right? So I'll send you the user manual. We'll send you best practices document. But the best is that have somebody like Nish or Georges in our team actually support you as you're running the campaign, because the first campaign is always tricky. So
of course. So just to recap, in terms of best practice, you would say that the TV sync is a supplement strategy of a campaign that we're already kind of like having in the backend, in the background, and mainly that would be for a brand campaign rather than DR campaign, because it improves memorability.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Now, Kim, certain sectors like automobiles, CPG, have also used it in the conversion or lower funnel activity. In a car, it's really easy. You see a car ad on TV, you then have a dealer-driven ad saying, book an appointment. This may be very useful when you're running Google events, maybe anything which requires an RSVP. So I think you all know your brand the best. So look at ways and means that it can be used. Ideally, it is for improving the memorability. Yes, that's a great way, great use of it. You've also seen use cases further down the funnel. And I think the SAP use case that I share with you will point towards that. But that comes with a deeper understanding of what you want to achieve at any campaign objective.
Actually, it's the new game title launch, so it's important to increase memorability.
Then I think use it in the manner that Kim has suggested. I think that's
And-
exactly.
And do you have any